Hey, everybody, welcome. What's on my mind? You know, these are things that are just on my mind. Hey, we're back here. What's on my mind? People who are in America right now need to take the steps to secure our rights for all future generations going forward. They're in danger of getting way too many elk on the landscape and justify bringing wolves back onto that landscape. Anyway, I'd love to have everybody's thoughts on that. Some of our happiest elk hunters are the guys who are coming out of Western Wyoming, backcountry, horseback elk hunts, killing lots of bulls. That's why I like to hunt with a 300 Winchester Magnum. Allow American hunters to import trophies that are legally killed in other countries? Those are the questions to be asked, but I do want to know what you think about this. Hey, America, how goes it? Little update here from West Texas. Hunting is incredible. And I know it's been a few days or about a week since we tuned in live last time. We're a little challenged on the technology. Sometimes we're on the road and time. You know, that's a big factor. You got clients in camp. We got to get them taken care of. We got animals coming in. But anyway, West Texas is incredible. Met up with a lot of great clients and friends down there. And yeah, it's spot on. I even had a chance to break away and hunt for myself for a couple of days. Started off hunting with Bruno Baccaria from Burris Optics Company. He's the new general manager there. And I'll tell you what, great guy. I mean, just a gem of a human. And we had a lot of good times together out there on the landscape. He shot an awesome ram. I mean, just an awesome ram. But more importantly, I got a chance to spend some time in the field, which is my favorite office, with Bruno, get to know him. Burris is a brand that we're very closely aligned with and work closely with all year long, both with the Adventure Armory, Pendleton Ammunition, and of course, Steve's Outdoor Adventures. They're one of the primary sponsors of our series. And we don't just, say, oh, they're our sponsor. We live a Burris lifestyle. We use the optics, spotting scopes, binoculars, range finding binoculars. I mean, all the rifle scopes. Bruno and I both hunted with a Eliminator 6 on our 7 PRC rifles. Great time. I mean, just had a great experience with him. I got geared up for long range shooting while I was there, because last time I was there, it seemed like I was getting a lot of long range opportunities. I even did a one take. We call it the Tom Brady shot, where the drone goes by. Tom Brady hits this hole in one, right? It's a video that's gone viral. He hits a golf shot out of a tee box. The drone goes flying by him and it follows the ball right to the hole. That asshole is so perfect that he gets like a hole in one on a first take with a drone shot. Like, come on, are you serious? Yeah, you can't compete with that. So what we did, we set up 1,025-yard rifle shot where the drone shot past me, and then I had to wait 50 seconds for it to get all the way down there. I pulled the trigger and hit the 1,025-yard gong. That's pretty cool. But it just validated that my equipment was ready for a long-range shot. And then I ended up getting underneath some sheep and only having to shoot 155 yards. Even if you can shoot 1,000 yards, you should always aspire to get as close as possible. I shot an ancient old ram again. He went 32 inches, but he had no left eyeball from fighting or something. He had lost his left eyeball. It was badass. Just a killer, cool animal. And, we're mopping up the last week of hunters now. Got 4 guys in camp. 2 of them are actually elk guides from here in Oregon. Good folks. I mean, it's a Pacific Northwest crew of people in camp. And I look forward to seeing all of them come in with their outad sheep and, reliving the stories with them. So, but one thing that kind of came out of the camp was we had like a long conversation with all of the guides. And, we always ask, how's our clients? How were our clients this year, last year? Sitting down with the crew, I heard the same thing for about the 10th time this year. Hunters are showing up with awesome rifle packages. I mean, the technology is awesome. The rifles are nice. Everybody's got a $5,000 to $10,000 rifle they're showing up with, but they can't shoot them. They can't hit anything to save their ass. Now, that's not all hunters. I mean, I was in camp here with, people who actually made some great shots. There are people who go to the range and spend some time at the range, but we had one guy in camp that missed a few chip shots, blew a horn off a sheep. I mean, that's kind of wild. Sheep's fine. He's just not a trophy ram anymore. It's not like a deer where he's going to grow a new one back next year. That sheep's got a big old chunk missing out of his horn. But I think a lot of that has to do with, you know, our clients and hunters in general are not spending enough time at the range. So while we were there, we broke out the new Bergara BMR 22 and we put the GPM suppressor on November Zulu. And, you know, we sighted in a new scope. I put the Burris drop tine rimfire scope on it. Perfect for that gun. And we sighted it in perfectly. And then I proceeded to walk our viewers through this on camera. And we've posted some of it to Facebook and to YouTube, where I show people my routine. I wanted to share that with everybody. What's my routine? I don't just go to the range and pound 7 PRC and 300 Win mag rounds. I work on my shooting fundamentals, my target acquisition skills. My God, I mean, I had so many instances over the last 12 months where the people I was with could not put an animal in the scope. I mean, I'm looking at it with naked eye. It's not that far. There it is right there by the rock, by the tree, you know, and at least over a dozen people had great difficulty acquiring their target. When you practice with a 22, and I took a softball and threw it out there and just quickly acquired target. And then I worked on staying on target, worked on my trigger discipline, slow squeezes, everything. And by working on my fundamentals, it pays off when I get in the field. Yes, I've hunted a lot more than the average person. Yes, I probably have looked through a rifle scope more than a lot of people when it comes to animals, but I probably have more range time in than 99.9% of people out there because I've dedicated myself to going to the range, perfecting my craft, and making sure that I can make a quick, ethical, and clean shot on an animal. So when I pull the trigger, I know where that bullet's going to go. I'm not guessing. I'm not hoping I hit the animal. I know that I'm killing the animal. And just the sheer number of hunters that we've heard about in the last year who can't hit their ass with both hands. I mean, yeah, there's a little buck fever in there and whatnot, but man, I mean, guides in Wyoming, Montana, Colorado, now Texas, Arizona, everywhere we went this last year, all the guides had the exact same problem. The hunters show up with incredible equipment that they can't shoot. They don't understand ballistics. They don't mount the rifle properly. They don't know how to be level. I mean, the list goes on. And my challenge to all of you out there is to spend more time at the range this year before you go hunting. I know of a handful of animals that were hit and lost this season, this past season, let's say from today all the way back to, let's say, September. I know of animals that were hit and lost with poor rifle shots. A couple of them were killed by other clients later, thank God, so they weren't lost. But those are animals that deserve to be shot and killed cleanly. And in every instance, the guides have told me that when they talk to the hunters tell them, yeah, I just don't have time to go to the range. We own the Adventure Armory. We ship out rifle packages that are sighted in and ready to shoot. Custom load development, custom turrets on the scopes, dialed in equipment, same stuff I use on TV. But that doesn't replace the need to take that incredibly nice rifle to the rifle range and burn some powder. Be competent with your weapon. The animals deserve it. All right. The guides that tote you all over the mountains out there and put you on animals if you go on guided hunts, they deserve it. Number one complaint. All the guides complain about the same thing. Great equipment, piss poor shooters, and inability to acquire a target. Like I said, it starts with a 22. Get your hands on a nice 22 if you don't own one already. The ammunition's inexpensive. It's easy on the ears. Go to the range, burn some powder, work on your shooting fundamentals, the basics. That will carry over to your big bore rifles, and you'll be taking care of business a lot better in the fall. So, topic number 2 It's March Madness, people. My bracket is not totally busted. It's looking kind of peaked. I only have 13 out of the Sweet 16 teams. I'm usually a little better than that. I know there's a lot of people out there worse off than me. Yes, my Duke Blue Devils looked great in first and second rounds. They are now headed to, I believe, New Jersey, where they're going to play Arizona. Caleb Love, the Blue Devil freight train's headed your way. No chance that Arizona survives. I think Duke's on their way to a natty. I think they're going to bring home the big hardware this year, but there's some good competition along the way. Florida looked good. Maryland with that last second shot. My God, I'm a basketball junkie. I love watching the games. Thank God for satellite television. But yeah, if you're not watching the NCAA tournament, you're really missing out. There's some incredible games this year. The March Madness is truly maddening. And if your bracket isn't completely busted yet, keep watching, because if you've got 3 out of 4 of your final 4 teams are still in it, you're in for a strong finish this year. I think it's going to be a barn burner down to the wire. So, yes, I would love it if ESPN hired me as an analyst, but I don't see that coming anytime soon. So, but anyway, with basketball out of the way, one final, I guess, topic of business. Look, license and tag application deadlines are all over us. They're coming up next week. If you don't have your license and tag applications for Montana, Colorado, I want to say a couple weeks after that, South Dakota, reach out to our office. 1-800-303-1304. Ask for Travis Price. Travis is adding people to our license and tag service every day. He's going to make sure everybody gets applied for either preference points or hunts, whatever your goals are each and every year. But don't ignore the SOA tags program. It's a sleeper. Travis does a wonderful job of making sure that people's deadlines are not missed and that you're accumulating points and applying for tags that will get you in the woods this fall. So, like I said, just reach out to Travis if you have some interest in that. And then final, I guess, topic of business, as we approach this coming hunting season, I'm challenging myself to be in better physical shape and condition. I've always been a big guy and I've always been able to manage the mountains, but now I'm over 50. Those hills get steep. I'll tell you what, I'm hiking my butt off right now. The Rolly Rocks in Texas, they strengthen your ankles, your calves, and everything else. I'm going to get back in the field at home. I'm going to start climbing some hills, chasing down sheds. We have elk that drop on the ranch. And so this year I'm really going to spend some time out there and I'm going to hike those hills. I'm going to do those 1,000, 1,500 foot gains on those mountain faces, looking for sheds where those elk like to drop. And I'm going to get myself in better condition. And that's my challenge to all of you out there. Get in really good condition, not just so you can enjoy hunting season better, but so you enjoy life better. I know that I feel a lot lighter right now. I'm down about 20 pounds. I'm going to drop about 30 more before hunting season. I'm going to get fit. I'm going to be mountain ready and strong because I do want to enjoy my time in the field. I don't want to feel like I'm sucking wind and, just when your lungs are on fire, that's not fun, and so yeah, I'm going to put in some time and I would tell each and every one of you the same thing, take take a day a week, take a couple days a week, go for a hike, go for a climb, work on your cardio, work on your legs. Even if you're just whitetail hunting in the relatively rolling hills or flat country, man, that walk to the stand's just a whole lot easier when you're, 15, 20 pounds lighter. And you just enjoy life better. So I've challenged myself to do it. I'm challenging all of you to do it. Let's all get in shape this year. I think we've got as Kennedy would say, make America healthy again. I'm cutting all the crap out of my diet. All the stuff that's been killing us. Oh my God, I can't even believe I read the list of things that we've been ingesting in America over the last, the length of my life anyway. And it's like everything we eat is killing us. Like, what's the FDA doing? I mean, man, somebody ought to be strung up for letting 2/3 of that crap get on the list. So anyway, let's eat healthy. Let's be healthy. Let's get healthy, and let's enjoy the field, our time in the mountains or the stand or wherever you might be. let's enjoy those days more by being in good health. So I got a couple other special shows coming this week, some great topics I can hardly wait to share with you. I'm sharpening my pencil up on one. I'm getting some really strong data right now. A couple of judges did some things recently that pissed me off. One of them being right here in Oregon. We've got a ballot measure that a judge had frozen. Now all of a sudden it's back on the table because some asshole judge decided that our Second Amendment rights don't mean anything to them. That judge can kiss my ass. But hey, like I said, I'll have the details on that tomorrow. I want to make sure my details are tight and that I give everybody correct information. But yeah, some big things coming down the pike, some things we need to be aware of, some things that should piss us off, and some things we need to be ready to fight for. So until then, y'all have a wonderful night. Remember, your bracket isn't busted all the way if you still got 2 or 3 of your Final Four teams. We'll talk to you soon. If you've liked listening to What's on My Mind, remember to give this video a like and either follow or subscribe to this page so that you never miss a single live episode when we stream them from right here in our studio. And don't forget to drop a comment below. I want to know what's on your mind.